Alright guys, welcome back to another Master and Apprentice LEGO review. Today we've got the brand new LEGO Star Wars set 75412, the Death Trooper and Night Trooper Battle Pack. This set now retails for $23, $23.99, right around $24, with 119 pieces. Now this is the new era of battle packs, has a lot to do with those tariffs and just inflation in general. They've been $20 for about 4 or 5 years. They're now making them $24, so you're going to see that for battle packs going forward. It's going to be from the Ahsoka series. We see these troopers. We have only one other LEGO Star Wars set with a Night Trooper, which is one of the variations that we do get in the set. But otherwise, the other minifigures in the set are all exclusive to this. As you can see in the bottom, there's no really indication that it's from Ahsoka. We just know, obviously, because we haven't seen them anywhere else. And then it has like that teal color. They try to color code what the sets are from. Like the Boba Fett series was like the orange line. The Andor stuff was like a gray line. The Ahsoka stuff is the teal one. So there's that. Otherwise, the front of the box doesn't have very much. It's a small battle pack set. I mean, there's really not a lot to go in for the box. The back of the box doesn't have much else, just kind of showing off the different play functions and features. Again, it's just kind of like a battle scene on Peridia from the Ahsoka series. First minifigure we're going to go over is the not exclusive one, the first Night Trooper. Now there's a little bit of a variation between the two Night Troopers. The first one is just a normal Stormtrooper helmet with some cracks and like glowing seal parts, and then it has like a red ribbon across. The actual body print for the two Night Troopers are different. The red sashes across aren't the same pattern. It's really not that noticeable, but it is a difference. But the leg printing is the exact same on both. They come with the same blaster. The helmet piece is the same as the one that we get in the other Ahsoka series, the duel between Ahsoka and Elsbeth. Underneath the helmet, if you take it off, it's just a zombie head. Now all the minifigures in this set come with the exact same head underneath, so I'm not going to show all of them, but they all have the same exact like zombie printed head, same color, all of it. So I'm going to show you the first minifigure, but the rest of them I'm not going to bother with because they're all the exact same. But it does come with the blaster, nice printing. The helmet's really nice. It's very similar to the normal Stormtrooper printing, but as you can see, there's just a little bit of different marking and whatnot. And then on the back of it, it's just like the red sash, but otherwise not much else on the back for the printing. The next minifigure we have is the other variation of the Night Trooper. Obviously, the most noticeable difference is the helmet. It's all grayed out, very similar to the Stormtrooper, just not color white, but it's got like the gray variation that we actually do see in the show, so it's nice that they give us a variation. And then it's got like the gold red markings on the helmet, and then you can see the sash design is a little bit different. I have the other one next to it. As you can see, there's a little bit of a difference. The one on the right with the gray helmet kind of goes across the chest, whereas the other one doesn't really. It kind of swoops across. So it's a little bit different, but otherwise the printing on the legs is the exact same. The rest of the Stormtrooper printing is the same. But it's nice that they give us variation, because the Night Troopers were really cool in design just in general, but one of the other cool parts was all the different aspects and details and all the different troopers that we saw in the show. Like, they didn't all look the exact same. So that was really cool for them to include this minifigure as well. And then you can see on the back, the variation. It's just pretty much a standard Stormtrooper back printing, whereas the one on the left with the white helmet has a little bit of that red sash. So very similar, but there are some subtle differences, which I really appreciate when LEGO does that, because it's nice for collecting. You don't want everything to be the exact same. So very nice. The next minifigures we have, which are the exact same, they don't have any variation between one another, are the Death Troopers. Now, we did see these in the Ahsoka show, but they were not on screen as much as the Night Troopers, but still very, very cool. They're pretty much the exact same as the standard Death Troopers that we see in like Rogue One, but zombified essentially, right? And they have like the Night Trooper, like the gold and red sashes, the gold markings, kind of like a sealed helmet back together. So very, very cool. One of them comes with a long rifle, the other one comes with a standard rifle. The helmets look really, really great. The only difference, the only thing I would have complained was we see in the show one of them has their helmet kind of like destroyed. You can kind of see part of the zombie head. So it would have been nice. I don't think it's necessary, but it would have been cool for Lego to include like a partly destroyed helmet. I think that would have been a really cool Easter egg to include, but I don't think it ruins anything. For what we get, they look really, really sharp. The helmets, the Death Trooper helmets, especially in Lego form, are one of my favorite ones from the Empire. So it's cool to get like a zombified version of it. And then the back of them, they're the exact same standard markings with some like red sashes across, some of that gold marking in there. Otherwise, they're identical. They look really, really good, but nothing too different from the standard Death Troopers otherwise. To go over the set, it is a battle pack set, so it's not supposed to be too big, too grandiose, but when it comes to a battle pack, I gotta say this is probably one of the better ones we've gotten in years past. While I like a lot of the clone trooper battle packs we've gotten in the last couple of years, I've got to admit they haven't really come with a lot of interesting builds included. So this is, I think, a nice upgrade. It's a little bit bigger, I feel like, but even if it's not bigger, piece count, the build itself feels much bigger. It doesn't feel like you have just things put in there like a rock, right, for no reason, just to get the piece count higher. This feels like every piece counted, and if they could include more, they probably would have. So I really enjoy it. It's obviously kind of an allude to that troop carrier transport. We've had a couple of different variations from the Empire in Lego form. Even last year we had the Rebel versus Empire battle pack. That was the 25th anniversary. So we got another variation of it, just a little bit smaller. For what we get, I think it looks really good. These top part, these wings, they don't really do anything. I don't really know if they're wings, if they're more like shutters or whatnot, but they look really nice. It's a nice kind of aesthetic thing. You can get all of your dudes on there, so that's really nice. Go ahead and fit them all on there. I think you're supposed to sit them, but never mind. You're supposed to stand them, which I think is also fine. So there you go. You can put them on there standing. You can put all 4 of them on there. There's 4 spots, and then the rest of it's pretty squared off. The front is probably the worst part. It doesn't, again, it is a battle pack build, so there's not a lot they could do. It's not really held on by anything besides these 2 studs on top. As you can see, it just sits on there, and it's really not secure by any means. So it's a little obtuse, but in general, again, a battle pack build, I think it's fine. But once you take it off, you can go ahead, just sit your dude on there. There's no computer or system or stickering or anything like that. He just sits there and he has a screen in his face. So it looks fine. Again, it's kind of bare bones, but it is a battle pack build, and for what you get for $23, $24, it looks pretty good. You obviously have these stud shooters on the front there. That's nice. It's a battle pack build, so you'd expect some sort of play function for kids. And then the back, it just has like these blue studs kind of showing like a thruster effect. But otherwise, that's really it for the build itself. So there you guys have it. That kind of brings us to the conclusion of this review. If I'm being honest, I always prefer battle packs. Growing up, it was like the one set I knew I was going to get once a year because it was relatively cheap. It was a set I preferred as a kid. I wanted to build my army, my clone army, my Star Wars army, and I still feel like that's relevant today when it comes to kids getting these sets. So I always prefer these just from review stands because I think they offer a lot more than a lot of the other sets. That being said, I think this is one of the better battle packs we've gotten in years. It's a little bit niche, albeit because it's only been in the one TV show for like 2 episodes. But I think we can all kind of recognize that those characters, the Night Troopers, the Death Troopers, Thrawn, they're going to be returning to the Star Wars universe, in the next couple of years. So this set seems kind of prevalent going forward. Who knows? We can maybe see a return a couple of these minifigures. I doubt they'll all stay exclusive, but that's another factor. The exclusivity, the molds, the printing, it's all really nice when Lego puts this kind of effort forward. The build is nice for a battle pack. Obviously, the increase in price to $23, $24 is unfortunate, but that's not really in Lego's hands. They had to do it with all their sets, and it's just kind of the world we live in right now. It could be $25, it could be $30, but it's still around that $20 ballpark. It is what it is. There's not too much that could be said about it. That being said, I gotta say, I really enjoy this set. Besides the 2 or 3 things that I mentioned about the Death Trooper helmet, maybe some more cool ideas with the destroyed helmet. I would have liked to see the build. I would have liked to see the cockpit have, I would have liked to see the windshield piece be able to move on and off. Being only held on by 2 studs, it makes me feel like it's going to fall off pretty easily, and I just don't like that. But besides those 2 little small things, I really like this set. I would definitely recommend picking it up when you can. It's going to be a great gift. It's a nice small set. For $24, it's worth it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 altogether. So with all that being said, let us know what you guys think down in the comments. If you guys agree, disagree, if you guys like this set or not. Let us know if we missed anything. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.